You know, over the past year, I've done a lot of CW shows. I've done some Disney stuff, and of course, most of you know my love affair with Netflix. But turns out there are a lot of streaming services out there now, like more than you would think. But anyway, having done almost every DC show there is, I think it's about time I dip my toes into the Marvel universe, and at the same time, give Hulu a shot. And wouldn't you know, there's a Marvel show about high school teens on Hulu. I mean, it's like they knew I was coming or something. So, let's see what Marvel's Runaways is all about. First off, we have Alex, whose dad is just full of useless advice.
At first, we gave you space. But 2 years, you spend all your time alone.
I like hanging out with myself. Plus, college isn't too far into the future. I'll make new friends then.
Kids that know you when you're young, no one will ever know you like that again.
And thank goodness for that. Oh boy, let me tell you, I literally moved to the opposite side of the world to get away from anyone who knew anything about me when I was younger. Like, I'm pretty sure no one from my hometown even remembers that I exist. And I mean no personal offense here, but honestly, I hope I never see any of you ever again. Now after this, we have Nico, who's actually really important, but we'll get to that later. Then there's Chase, whose dad almost has a nervous breakdown when he gets a C in Spanish.
Big win last night against Harvard Westlake. Sorry you weren't there to see it.
Me too, son. Heard you played great. Though I also heard you got a C in Spanish.
I'm definitely gonna try harder.
Let's see here. Who else is in this show? Carolina, whose mom runs some kind of like cult church thing or whatever, but more importantly, can somehow take a perfect selfie in one shot. I mean, like, yeah, okay, this is a show about kids with superpowers and that kind of stuff, but I mean, talk about unrealistic. So the main point of the show is that all these kids used to be best friends, but something happened like 2 years ago to Nico's sister, and whatever that was kind of messed all these kids up and tore them apart. Now, during the school day, Alex tries to get the band back together, so to speak, but because of whatever happened 2 years ago, no one's really interested.
Wait, why am I even talking to you?
Actually, I was talking to you. I was thinking that maybe you might want to get together tonight. Just all of us, like we used to.
Seriously, Wilder? You think I'll come over to hang out like we're still friends?
You could just keep your voice down.
While this is all going on, we also meet this girl, Molly, who apparently is having some pretty bad cramps or whatever, when suddenly...
I'll be right back.
I don't really see what the big deal is though, because like my wife does the exact same thing when I load the dishwasher the wrong way. Anyway, later that night, all the adults are also getting together at Alex's parents' house for some kind of like boring adult shindig, whatever that word means. And turns out they're somehow even more annoying and insufferable than the kids.
Hey Janet, you done something different with your hair?
Thank you for noticing, Robert.
Forgive me if I'm too busy changing the world to notice that your bangs have grown out.
You are killing it in the real estate game.
Made some sound investments.
Oh, come on, you're being modest. You done good from the hood, my brother.
You know, something I realized when I turned 30, it's like I'm in this weird middle ground where thankfully I'm still too young to be invited to these like neighborhood get-togethers or whatever, but I'm too old to hang out with kids in their 20s without everyone just being like, why is this sad old guy here? So basically I just end up watching Hulu and Netflix and making YouTube videos, so I mean, I guess it all just kind of worked out. Antisocial! Anyway, so after being made fun of over and over again for her mom's church thing, Carolina decides maybe it's time for a little rebellion. So she ends up going to a party, which just so happens to be the same party Chase is at, because I mean, obviously, you know, Chase is like so cool. Now, one thing about Carolina's church is that everyone wears this sort of like bracelet thing, which growing up religious myself, I assume is probably one of those like promise ring type deals, and we all know how that turns out. But since she's going through a phase, it's not a phase, Dad! She takes it off. And when she does, you'll never guess what happens. More sparkly teenagers, huh? Just everywhere I turn, there they are. But then, for whatever reason, she passes out. And somehow no one at all reacts to this, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Of course, though, Chase sees this and puts her bracelet back on, which magically wakes her up.
Chase, what happened?
naturally, Carolina doesn't want to go home, and Chase wants to be with Carolina because, she's pretty. And flashing sideways, Molly and her sister, I think, don't want to go home either because, funny story, Molly found a dinosaur in her basement? Probably thought I was making that up, didn't you? Nope. And while this is all going on, Nico's just kind of upset in general because I guess this night is like the anniversary of whatever happened to her sister. Now, long story short, one thing leads to another and they all end up at Alex's house. But things are still a little rough.
We were friends because our parents were friends. We're just kids. We were always gonna grow apart.
Plus, it's kind of hard to stay friends with someone when all they care about is being the perfect church girl.
What about me? Whatever I am now, it's not Amy. Sorry to let you all down.
Great party, Alex. Thanks for all the pizza and sadness.
This part just cracks me up. Like, all of a sudden, Chase turns into like a 9-year-old kid. Thanks for the pizza and sadness. Harumph. Like, what a weird dude. Anyway, they all realize that the adults are gone. So, they sneak into Alex's dad's study room and, no joke, open a secret passageway by turning some coasters on the desk.
What the?
Just thinking about it, like, this is such an oddly specific way of hiding a secret underground passage or whatever. Maybe a button under the desk? Nah, too obvious. Pulling a book out of the bookcase? Nah, it's too cliche. Has to be something that a teenager would never think to use. Aha, of course, coasters. Anyway, they all go down the stairs, and would you believe they end up seeing their parents in some, like, underground dungeon or whatever, dressed up in bathrobes. Well, now I'm really glad I don't get invited to these neighborhood get-togethers, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, hanging out with a bunch of soccer moms and football dads complaining about millennials all night, that's already pretty low on my fun list. But now we all gotta wear bathrobes too? What kind of neighborhood is this? But then, things take an even weirder turn.
I know that girl.
I want to see too.
Wait, don't!
And that's where the episode ends. So just to summarize, okay, we got kids with latent superpowers that are maybe being suppressed by some cult church thing or whatever. We got adults in bathrobes, I guess. And we got human sacrifice or whatever that was. I mean, let me tell you, okay, this show is a heck of a show. And don't forget the dinosaurs, guys. They got dinosaurs. But like, real talk for a second, it does kind of give me like Heroes vibes a little bit, if anyone remembers that old gem. But like, I don't really know if I even liked it or not. I mean, like, I was kind of just expecting, you know, a show about teens who discover superpowers or like whatever, but I got a heck of a lot more than I bargained for, I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, season 2 just started, so if you're looking to get into the show or just like find the new show in general, there's no better time than now, I guess. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. So, you know, with my channel, I started out doing teen drama stuff. It was mainly CW is kind of where I started. I did Riverdale and I did, you know, Vampire Diaries and Pretty Little Liars and all that kind of stuff. And so along the way, I started doing DC stuff, you know, like Flash and Green Arrow and stuff. And I did that just because, I guess, because it was on CW and they're not necessarily teen dramas, but they're really kind of in the same type of genre mold thing, you know? And so it's just kind of like, well, I'll just do DC stuff, and then I kind of exhausted most of them. I guess there's still a couple I haven't done yet, but I did most of the DC stuff, and, you know, everyone kept asking for, like, Marvel stuff. And, you know, Marvel is, I don't want to say it's more mature, and maybe it is, I guess, but it's like, it's different. It's very different than the kind of, like, CW, DC stuff, you know? A lot of people have been asking for Runaways, and so I was like, well, I'll check it out. And turns out it basically fits the mold of a DC CW show, except, you know, it's on Hulu, it's made by Marvel, I guess. And I mean, let me tell you, this show, for better or worse, it was not what I was expecting, okay? I was thinking like, okay, teenagers discover superpowers, it's like Legacies, but like, you know, with Marvel stuff. But then there's like dinosaurs and there's like adult cult sacrifice things. Like there's a whole lot of show in this show, I'll tell you that right now. This is not at all what I was expecting. But like I said, I'll probably keep doing more Marvel stuff. I'll probably see what works, what doesn't, you know. I mean, a lot of Marvel stuff is on Netflix, which you know, is great for me. Let me know if there's any Marvel type shows you guys want me to do, because I don't know what all is out there. It's kind of hard to keep up because there's always like something new, I feel like. So if there's anything you think would work or you want me to check out, you know, let me know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know what was your favorite part of the video, or just say hi, or I don't know, whatever, just hang out. I started doing channel memberships, so just if you join the channel, you can vote on upcoming videos, so it's just there. You want to help support the channel, but maybe you don't need a t-shirt every week, you know what I'm saying? Above all else, everybody, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.